Hey guys, so today I'm going to be sharing on how you can improve your memory, and at the end of the video I'm going to show you one memory technique which you can use which will help you remember things more efficiently. So without further ado, let's get right into this. Now before I speak about on how to improve your memory, I need to address some of the myths that prevail when it comes to memory. The first and the most common is my memory will fail if I try and remember more. Now this couldn't be further from the truth because the human memory capacity is 2.5 petabytes. That is close to around a million gigabytes. For example, if your brain worked like a digital video recorder, 2.5 petabytes would be enough to hold 3 million hours of TV shows. That means we do not need to worry about storage in our lifetime. The second is my memory is failing due to age. Just as the body can be kept fit in old age, the same way your memory can be kept fit. The third, that is, pills will help me improve my memory. Now pills and tonics will provide you nutrients and vitamins which will help your brain function efficiently, but a good brain does not guarantee a good memory. That simply means if you have a healthy body, that does not mean you're a good athlete. For that you need practice. So how is memory formed? Well, it is a three-step process. The first is registration. Registration is basically the stage wherein the information is received through your senses. The second, that is retention. Retention is the process of storing the information. Now we will be focusing more on retention because that is what we are concerned about. And the third, that is recollection. Now recollection is the ability to recollect the stored information as and when required. So based on the retention period, in 1968 there was a multi-story model of memory developed. So the first is the sensory memory, the short-term memory and the long-term memory. The sensory memory is a fleeting type of memory which works as long as you are experiencing a thing. For example, when you wake up and you look outside your window, you see the traffic, the cars passing by and so on. The next, that is short-term memory. Short-term memory holds a small amount of information for a small amount of time. It could range from 0 to 15 seconds and go as long up to a minute. This memory remains as long as you are actively engaging your senses in it, as in you're actively thinking about it. The third, that is long-term memory. Now this lasts from months to years. The data from short-term memory can also be transferred to the long-term memory by continuous usage and repetition. For example, you must be remembering the numbers that you frequently call. That is because you frequently use it and there is continuous usage of it. So how can we make sure that whatever information is important, we remember it for a longer period of time? Well, there are three steps to it. The first, that is association. The second, that is imagination. And the third, that is ridiculous thinking. So the first, that is law of association. Now what does this mean? Well, the law of association is same as to the law of geometry. That simply means that everything new we learn is connected to something we already know. Now if you take three lines together and you join them, you get a triangle. Now you add another line, you get a square. In the same way, our brain works the same. If I tell you examination, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Probably a classroom, students, a teacher, and so on. If I say sun, probably a father, a daughter, or something like that related to it will come to your mind. That basically is association. Second, imagination. Imagination is basically creating a mental picture of the information that you need to remember. The third, that is the law of ridiculous thinking. Whatever is odd, silly, funny, outstanding, weird, our brain tends to register it fast and is able to retain that information for a longer period of time. Our mind is attracted to unusual and outstanding things, events or people. So now let's play a memory game. I will give you 10 words. Once I give you those words, you have to pause the video and try and recollect as much as possible. So let's begin. The first, toothbrush, shampoo, biscuits, tomatoes, Reebok sports shoes, pen, honey, mobile recharge, notebook, popcorn. Now I want you to pause this video and see how many words you can recollect. Now most of y'all will be able to remember around 4 to 8 words. Maybe not sequentially. I will show you another way in which I can make you remember these words as soon as possible, sequentially, and most of it. So keep a note of the score that you have right now, and after the technique that I show, make a note of that score as well and let me know that in the comment section. So let's begin. Just imagine yourself standing outside the shop holding a huge toothbrush as tall as you. Now imagine that instead of the toothpaste, you're putting shampoo on it. Now as soon as you put it in your mouth, it starts raining, and instead of raindrops, biscuits start pouring from the sky. To cover yourself, you run to a nearby tomato field wherein you see bright red tomatoes as big as a football. As soon as you pick up the biggest tomato on the field, you find glittering blue Reebok shoes under it. As soon as you try wearing one of them, a magic pen emanating green light pops out from it. You take that pen and start running, but suddenly you fall into a big tub. You realize that it is filled with honey. Now imagine yourself totally covered with that sticky honey. You feel dirty and you take out your mobile phone from your pocket. As soon as you're trying to dial a number, you get a message that there is no balance in your phone. You realize that you were supposed to get your phone recharged. With a lot of difficulty, you manage to come out, and at that point, you see a shop that is a phone recharge shop. So you go and you buy your mobile recharge. Now after you've called on your phone, you go and grab the notebook which is in your bag and you write to the shopkeeper that you want a popcorn. Upon this, she gives you a popcorn. Now I want you to pause this video and see as many words that you remember. But using this technique, you would be able to remember more words sequentially. This technique is such wherein I have included the 3 steps, that is creating strong associations wherein I have associated each word with another. There is imagination wherein while I'm saying the story, it creates a mental picture in your head. And also there is ridiculous thinking wherein it is made in such a way that it is absurd and your brain will register it much quickly. So this is one memory technique which I wanted to share. Also guys, this was the tips that I got from this book, how to memorize anything. Let me know your views about the video in the comment section, and also both of your scores in the comment section. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up and do support the channel by subscribing. So stay tuned until next time.